We had sorry for being late, we're never that late, but we had the Mayor's Education Award tonight where we recognize volunteers, staff folks, and students. So it was a great night. We're very fortunate to have tonight the invocation from Reverend Ashley Lyle Carr of the St. Benedict Episcopal Church at 2160 Cooper Lake Road. I knew it was her because I saw her dress. So would everyone please rise? She's going to give the invocation and lead us in the pledge of flag.
Let us pray. Gracious God, above us our times are in your hands. We see progress alongside division, camaraderie alongside disdain, abundance alongside scarcity. Let your justice roll down like water. Let your mercy flow into our hearts. God, among us we know that we are ever walking in your sight, so open our eyes with your healing grace so that we might see each other face to face. Repair the breaches between us, bridge the divides that separate us, renew our love for one another and for you. God, who works through us, close the distance between our cities and suburbs. Strengthen us with your Spirit so that we may continue to work together. Give us your faith when we falter. Give us your hope when we feel hopeless. Give us your love when we feel alone. For you are the God who is in all things and who works through all things according to your will. Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
And for those folks that don't know where St. Benedict's Episcopal Church is, it's at 2160 Cooper Lake Road. I know they got a great reputation for, y'all have a K through something, don't you? Yep. So we thank y'all. If you want to change or try something different, I'm sure they'd love to have you at St. Benedict's Episcopal Church. Thank you very much. Item 2 is agenda changes. There's only one thing, only one agenda change, and that's an item that will be tabled. 6A, a public hearing on a zoning ordinance. That will be tabled till the 17th. I believe that's the only change that we have. Councilmember Bluestein is not here tonight. I knew that she was maybe not going to make it, but she will not be here tonight. Under 3, the mayoral report, Smyrna Education Foundation report, and check presentation from JRM Management. This is great. This is great news.
It is. It's always great news. I'm Kathy Young. Thank you all for having us here. This is Bill Watson with JRM. We're going to give our update from Smyrna Education Foundation, as we always do every year, and we appreciate the opportunity. And Bill's going to generously present a check to us, which is a big part of our success in this year and past years and hopefully years to come. So, Bill, do you want to do that first, or?
It doesn't matter.
Okay. Well, I'll be brief, and then we'll share, because I wanted to highlight a couple of things that are related to this. Again, Smyrna Education Foundation, I think a lot of you are aware of our work. But the organization, we're a nonprofit here in the city of Smyrna, serving the area's schools in our community. That equals 12 schools, all of which actually were here tonight being honored, which we also want to say thank you for your efforts in doing that every year, because that's really important, I think, to recognize those achievements. So we applaud that. Smyrna has been around now. We're in our 7th year of helping with the educational efforts in the community, and one of the primary ways we do that is by giving grants to the principals every year. So since we began in 2010, we've distributed approximately $70,000 in grants, and since I was here last year, I think right after we were here making this presentation, we distributed almost $9,000 in grants to every one of the 12 schools that applied. And we're in the middle of that grant process right now as well, and we're receiving those, and we'll be evaluating and dispersing funds very soon. The range of gifts that we allocate money for is very broad. We look to the principals who know their schools very well, and we ask them if they will just nominate what they think is best. And so that might range from learning commons additions and expansions to technology support and maintenance, to curriculum, to awards and achievement, sort of the funding for those sorts of things. We really do defer a lot to our principals because they're extremely well educated and informed about what the needs of their schools are. We also try to get other resources. We were able to obtain one additional grant for Campbell High's marching band last year, in addition to the local funds that came in. So that was an additional help for that school. And we, throughout the year, try to make visits to our principals. We have a principal reception every year. We have one of our biggest sources of income is to work the Taste of Smyrna event, which is where JRM comes in. They let us sell some of the beverages and the ice to vendors, and we have Campbell High students there helping us. It's a great day. It also gives us a chance to give information to others. JRM's been very supportive. Wade's, one of the restaurants you may be familiar with, it's new in the community. They also stepped up and did an event that allowed us to also spread information and collect money earlier this year as well. Marilyn was involved with that as well, I recall. And all in all, we try to get out there as much as possible and promote the schools and help those individual schools wherever we can. We're happy to take questions as well. Jennifer Bennett's one of our board members. We have several others that are very supportive in their time away from their work, but if there aren't any questions, I'll have Bill step up.
You get the money now, right?
The money now. Bill, thank you again so much. We appreciate everything JRM's done. And if you don't know, JRM is a great resource in our community, just a good servant leader in the community and a great corporation. So
great. Thank you very much. Thank you. Bill Watson, like Kathy said, on behalf of JRM Management, and we're glad to be a partner with the City of Smyrna for several years on the Spring Jonquil Festival, the Fall Jonquil Festival, and the Taste of Smyrna. Kathy alluded to that they sell drinks, and the Smyrna Education Foundation can raise funds. We also we want to support and give back to the community in which we're involved with. We're about community events and doing those events across Cobb County. One thing that we've done is we've supported the Campbell High School golf tournament with a $1,000 donation. The police department, the Halloween costume contest with $1,000, and then with the selling of drinks, which is I think $1,000, $1,500. And we've been blessed this year with the best year we've had in Smyrna. In the spring, we had phenomenal weather, just 2 beautiful days, and with some publicity from PETA, we were able to have about 40,000 people we estimate come to the event. In the fall, it was cool. It was really cold, kind of Saturday, but we had a beautiful Sunday, and we still had a record day. And we want to spread that around. The Taste of Smyrna was also very strong. So without further ado, we want to give a check for $10,000 to the Smyrna Education Foundation. We hope that we just keep growing with the events, and we're able to do more and more each year. I think this is up from 7,000 last year. Is that right?
So generous. Yeah. Thank you so much.
So great.
Looks like a real check.
Yeah.
While they are doing that, JRM, as Bill said, that they run our Jonquil, our festivals, Jonquil and Fall, Taste of Smyrna, and they have really built all those events up to major events, and we appreciate that. It's just one way they're giving back to the community. They also do the Food Truck Tuesday, I think, for nothing, and they are truly one of the corporations that give back to their community. So I'm sorry your leader couldn't be here tonight. Yeah. The big guy.
He's here. He's hiding.
I know, he's in the back row. I see him. So thank y'all so much for all y'all do. Anything else you want to say, Bill?
No, we appreciate it. We really love the Smyrna community, and thank you.
Thank you for the hard work. Thank the big guy, too.
Yeah, I thought you slipped out. Thank you.
He's not going to get up for anything.
I also wanted to thank Mayor and Council and the City of Smyrna for putting additional efforts behind education, and we appreciate the formation of the Education Committee. We've enjoyed working with you so far, and we look forward to continuing that effort as well. So thank you all.
I'd get that in the night depository tonight.
As soon as I leave.
Thank y'all so much. Thank y'all. Second item on the agenda, B, is a recognition of City of Smyrna employees. I'm going to let Miss Tammy Sadler-Jones, if y'all can see her, I got so many decorations, but these are employees that are being recognized for something that they've done special. I know that one of them helps me out every day to get me to where I'm going, but I'm gonna let Tammy take that and go from there.
Thank
Ask him to come
you.
up. Yeah.
Thank you, Mayor. Good evening, everyone. I'm actually going to have Ashley Yeomans, our management fellow, come up and introduce our recipients for this evening, and I'd ask you, when she calls your name, if you can please step to the podium.
Hello, everyone. Our first award tonight is going to Christy Ullman, and she is receiving the Award for Ongoing Excellence in Customer Service. And I'll ask Christy to come up at this moment. Christy is our executive assistant to the mayor and council in the administration department. She assists the mayor and council with meeting preparation and acts as a liaison between elected officials, staff, and residents. She facilitates the planning of city events, including tonight's Mayor's Education Awards and the annual State of the City, and she is masterful with organizing each program. She was nominated by City Clerk Terry Graham, and she was voted unanimously to win this award.
All right. No, there's not a Zach, please.
Oh, I'm sorry. Otherwise, it's just like you two. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Christy.
Our second award tonight actually goes to a group of employees from the Public Works Department, which is Leonard Carter, Elvin Arias, Celestino Arias, and Terrence Alford, and they're getting the Jonquil Award for Excellence in Service Excellence in Action. So
You
I'll
guys
ask
come on
them
up.
to come
Yeah.
up. So this group, they are receiving the Jonquil Award for Service Excellence in Action. They were nominated by a Smyrna resident who visited City Hall to let staff know of their assistance in a medical emergency. On October 2nd, they were on the job when a woman collapsed in her neighbor's driveway. The crew quickly stopped what they were doing to help the woman and called 911. Elvin took off his own shirt, soaked it with cold water, and applied it to the woman's face to help her cool off. The employees stayed with the woman until the ambulance arrived. All 4 employees exemplify service excellence in action by going above and beyond in their duties.
Congratulations. Who?
What's up, boss? I'm gonna get a picture with you when I get my award.
Okay. We know him as Pooh, right?
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Yeah, come on, man. You go. But you know I'm finna ask you for $20.
I just wanted to give a big thanks to the Public Works Department and a big thanks to my group of guys on behalf of my brother, who's always encouraged me to do better even when, you know, it's a tough world out there. And there's the rest of all the Public Works who have taught me, you know, just to be generous. Doesn't matter who it is, where you're from, you know, to always be kind to everybody and to always motivate yourself to do better. So this, for me personally, is very big on my behalf because, you know, I've always been a shy person. So for me, you know, standing out to the whole city of Smyrna, you know, it's a great honor, and especially on behalf of our mayor. Standing here in front, you know, well, he's not up there yet. He's right here on the side. But standing here, accepting this award on behalf of all the city of Smyrna, it means a lot to me. And it's an honor, especially for my mom, who couldn't make it because, you know, family emergencies. But, you know, on behalf of my brothers, you know, who's aside me, who's representing, you know, our side of the family. So I just want to give a big thanks to everybody who's, you know, encouraged me to be the best I am. And, you know, I hope to continue that in the further future. And I hope to one day serve this city and become, you know, an official certified police officer if, you know, if it's ever possible. So thank you guys so much. Thank you.
You did a good job.
Okay, big smiles. Good.
Congratulations to those employees. We have great employees that work for our city that you never hear from, you never hear about. And I want to thank Ms. Jones she just started this award a year ago, maybe. And to me, it means a lot to recognize our employees for the job they do every day. And we thank y'all so much. Item 4 is land issues, zonings, and annexations. We have nothing tonight. 5 is privilege licenses. We have nothing under that. 6 is formal business. As I mentioned earlier, item 2018-347, the public hearing for that will be tabled, and I'm going to turn that over to Tim Gould to table that to the 17th.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. As just said, move to table item 6A, 2018-347, amendment to the code regarding ordinances for breweries and distilleries. We move to table the motion until December 17th.
Second.
The motion is second to table till December 17th, 2018. All those in favor of the motion, please vote. It's approved 6-0. Item B, 2018-494 is approval, the reappointment of Joel Powell to the Planning and Zoning Board for a 2-year term to expire December 31st, 2020. And that's actually the mayor's appointment, I think, isn't it? Okay. I'll entertain a motion to reappoint Joel Powell.
Move approval.
Motion is second. Is there any discussion? All those in favor of the motion? It's approved 6-0. Item C, 2018-495, approval of the mayor's appointment of Bryce Jennings to the Parks and Recreation Commission for a 2-year term to expire December 31st, 2020. I'll ask that somebody would make that motion.
Move approval.
Motion is second. Any discussion? All those in favor of the motion? That's approved, maybe, hold on. 6-0. Thank you very much. I appreciate Bryce agreeing to serve on that. Item D, 2018-496, approval, reappointment of Ward 1 Representative Holly Elmendorf to Keep Smyrna Beautiful Board for a 2-year term to expire December 31st, 2020. Mr. Norton. Derek Norton. I hadn't called him Doug in
I didn't think you were going to do that again this year.
There's really a Doug Norton. I went to high school with him. Just one of those 50-year flashbacks.
Well, thank you, Mr. Mayor. I'm Derek Norton for those. Anyway, Holly Elmendorf has done a great job on the Keep Smyrna Beautiful board, and I think she gets a lot out of it and puts a lot into it. So it's my pleasure to make a motion to reappoint Holly to the Keep Smyrna Beautiful board.
Motion is second. All those in favor of the motion? It's approved 6-0. Item E, 2018-507, approve the reappointment of Ward 5 Representative Maggie McGarity to the Keep Smyrna Beautiful Board for a 2-year term to expire December 31st, 2020. Ms. Susan Wilkinson.
Thank you, Your Honor. I just want to also thank Maggie for serving, and I'm excited and proud to nominate her again. And at this time, I'd like to move to approve on item 6E, 2018-507, approve the reappointment of Ward 5 Representative Maggie McGarity to the Keep Smyrna Beautiful Board for a 2-year term to expire December 31st, 2020.
We have a motion. Anybody in a second? All those in favor of the motion? Got a motion by Ms. Wilkerson,
motion.
seconded by
Sorry.
Ms. Blackburn. Approved 6-0. Item F, 2018-509, approved to reappoint the reappointment of Ward 6 Representative Nell Robinson to the Keep Smyrna Beautiful Board for a 2-year term to expire December 31st, 2020. Mr. Tim Gould.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. It's my pleasure to renominate Nell Robinson to serve on the board. She's done it for quite some time and is dedicated to the program to Keep Smyrna Beautiful. So item 6F, 2018-509, approve the reappointment of Ward 6 Representative Nell Robinson to Keep Smyrna Beautiful Board for a 2-year term to expire December 31st, 2020.
Second.
Motion is second. All those in favor of the motion, please vote. It's approved 6-0. Item G, 2018-492, is approved to purchase 80 body-worn cameras and 76 vehicle-mounted dash camera systems, along with all required, what did I call that the other night? Very funny, but hardware, software, and maintenance for the police from Axon Enterprise, Inc., 17,800 North 85th Street, Scottsdale, Arizona, 85255. This includes installation, setup, and training. Initial cost for purchase of the 5-year agreement is $397,504.40. The police department would request budgeting for years 2 through 5 at a cost of $172,310.40. Year over year, total purchase price is $1,086,746. Miss Tammy Sadler-Jones, the background, please.
Since June 2015, the Smyrna Police Department has been at the forefront of the law enforcement industry with the purchase of video technology, providing each police officer in the field with a dash-mounted in-car camera, as well as a body-worn camera. This new technology the department is requesting to purchase will provide automatic activations for video recording, creating improved officer safety in the field, among other positive benefits. Axon Enterprises is a sole source provider. The police department, finance department, information systems, and the purchasing manager recommends approval to purchase 80 body-worn cameras and 76 vehicle-mounted dash cameras, along with all required peripheral hardware and software and maintenance from Axon Enterprises for a total purchase price of $1,086,746. The Finance and Administration Council Committee and city staff will be meeting this month to recommend a funding source for this purchase.
Mr. Derek Norton, who chairs the Public Safety Committee. Mr. Norton.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. These body cameras and dash cams are needed by the department to do their job most effectively, and at this time I'm going to make a motion to approve item 6G 2018-492, approving the purchase of 80 body-worn cameras and 76 mounted dash cameras. Total purchase price $1,086,746 as previously read.
I second. And as Chair of Finance, we are meeting, as the Administrator said, on the 13th of the month to ratify the funding source. I couldn't think of a better way to spend some of our surplus than keeping our law enforcement officers safe and our city protected while we're undergoing our day-to-day duties in the public safety sphere.
Is there any other discussion? We have a motion and a second. All those in favor of the motion? It's approved 6-0. Item H, 2018-508, authorize the acquisition of real property by all lawful means for the improvement of Windy Hill Road. This authorization includes adopting a resolution and declaration of taking for each parcel. Ms. Jones, the background, please.
The parcels requested are to be acquired by all lawful means for the improvements to Windy Hill Road, which is a SPLOST-funded project. This authorization includes negotiating a contract to purchase the property, as well as adopting a resolution and declaration of taking for each parcel, and either the mayor or mayor pro tem are authorized to execute such documents and all other documents incident to these acquisitions. The properties are situated adjacent to the existing right-of-way and within an area stretching from the intersection with Atlanta Road to the intersection with South Cobb Drive. The addresses are 750 Windy Hill Road, 760 Windy Hill Road, and an unnumbered parcel designated as Lot 25, Block D, Belmont Hill Subdivision. The parcel numbers are 92, 93, and 94. 531 Windy Hill Road and 2380 Ventura Road, parcel numbers 50 and 51. And final 2390 Atlanta Road, parcel number 1. Staff does recommend approval.
Mr. Ron Fennell, who chairs the Finance and Administration Committee.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. This is an ongoing pursuit of the final acquisitions of property as directed by the 2016 SPLOST, and our team that has identified and negotiated or identified the reason to go with the taking of some of these properties to complete this public project approved by the voters in 2016. So therefore, I move approval of 2018-508, acquisition of real property by all lawful means to the improvements of Windy Hill Road. This authorization includes adopting a resolution and declaration of taking for each of the identified parcels just mentioned.
Have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion? All those in favor of the motion, please vote. That's approved 5-1 with Ms. Wilkinson voting in the negative. Item H, 2018, item 7 is commercial building permits. We have none. Consent agenda. Will you please read the consent agenda, Ms. Jones, for council's approval?
The consent agenda reads as follows. Pardon me. Item A, approval of the November 19th, 2018 mayor and council meeting minutes. Item B, approval of the November 19th, 2018 pre-council meeting minutes.
Hear a motion to approve the consent agenda? Have a motion? A second? All those in favor of the motion, please vote. Approved 6-0. Item 9 is committee reports. We'll start tonight with Mr. Derek Norton.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I have no committee report, but I just want to say congratulations again to all of the students, teachers, and volunteers that were honored tonight at the Mayor's Education Awards. That's an awesome event, and there's more people in this room for that event than there is for anything else we do in City Hall all year. So just congratulations to everybody that was honored tonight. With that, I yield.
Ms. Marilyn Black.
Thank you, Mayor. I just want to say welcome to a couple of new hires that we have here in Smyrna, Marcus Flowers and Charles Camus. Welcome to the Smyrna family here. We appreciate you and look forward to working with you. As well, want to say thank you to everyone that came out on Tuesday night for Home for the Holidays. It was absolutely beautiful. It was a little cold outside. Had to go in and grab my big jacket, which I call the bear, but it was bearable, and we had a wonderful time. And of course, the dust that Santa threw on the tree to turn the lights on actually went back at him. I don't know if anybody saw that. But it was really, really cute. But it was
near
just
the tree.
it didn't go near the tree, but it was wonderful. It was fantastic. So thank all of you for coming out. We really love it when we have the community involved. Just in case you don't know, Ruby Tuesdays on South Cobb Drive has officially closed. So we're going to miss that, or at least I'm going to know I'm going to miss it, just walking across the street to have a nice steak dinner. And I also want to say congrats to all the recipients tonight for the Mayor's Educational Award. We wish you all the best. And let's see, want to thank all of our community or my ward representatives that came out tonight to support us. And a big thank you to House Representative Eric Allen is here. Thank you for joining us tonight. Really appreciate that. And then on a final note, Friday Shop with a Hero. If you don't know about it, you can go to our city website page. Jennifer, is it on our? It's on the Public Safety Foundation page to find out additional information for that, and we can always use volunteers. And with that, Mayor, I yield.
Thank you very much. And I apologize. I did not recognize Mr. Allen as being here. He's our new representative. He goes to work, I guess, sometime 1st of January. So I'll give you an opportunity to speak at the end if you'd like to. So you're a smart man. So, Mr. Corky Welch.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Just want to remind everybody to get out and vote. And also between now and Christmas, every weekend, keep in mind Santa Claus is going to be at the Aunt Fanny's cabin. Usually starts about 5:30 till 8:30, I believe. So bring your little children out and let them see Santa Claus and have their picture made. With that, I yield.
Ms. Susan Wilkinson.
Thank you, Your Honor. I want to start by talking about what a wonderful event the lighting of the tree was on Tuesday night, and I want to thank the staff for all the hard work that they put into putting all that together and putting the lights out. It was a wonderful event, and there's also several other events going on this month, and you might want to check out the website to see about those. And we're also having another event. It's the first ever Smyrna Public Menorah Lighting, and that's going to be Thursday, December the 6th at 6 p.m. in front of City Hall, and that's right here, 2800 King Street. And for more information, you can email the office. The word is office@chabadofcobb.com, and that is spelled office@ CHABADOFCOB.com. And they're going to have live music and Hanukkah treats, and it's hosted by the Chabad of Cobb. Also, I'd like to announce for the library that you should stop by the Smyrna Library this week to write a letter to Santa. The Youth Services Department has festive paper, pencils, and stickers to make your letter special. Then post your letter at the Youth Services desk in the mailbox with direct express to the North Pole. Youth Services will also have holiday crafts and hot cocoa on Tuesday, December 13th at 4 p.m. in the meeting room. The Friends of the Smyrna Library have handmade tree toppers for sale at the library, and the toppers are on display in the atrium and are just $7 each. And with that, I yield.
Mr. Tim Gould.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Just a couple of quick things. First, the Smyrna Tree Board had a meeting this week and beginning the process of evaluating the existing tree ordinance here in Smyrna, and ultimately we'll make some recommendations potentially to the council for updating that, and that'll be quite a long process as they do. They'll do a lot of work. There'll be a lot of volunteer hours by folks in the community, along with staff from community development to work on that in that process. So we appreciate their time and effort. Campbell High School is holding the Partners in Education meeting on Wednesday at 11:30. It'll be held in the new gym at Campbell High School. It's a coming together of many local businesses in support of the high school. So if you have any interest, it's a great place to meet and greet some folks, but also more importantly, support Campbell High School. And then lastly, again, want to acknowledge the mayor for holding the Education Awards, and really it was an exciting event to see some really bright smiles on our kids, our talented teachers, and dedicated volunteers. With that, I yield. Thanks, Mr. Mayor.
Mr. Ron Fennell.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. The Finance Committee, as was mentioned earlier, will be meeting on the 13th at 5 p.m. To deal with the surplus issue that we have available funds for, and primary among that will be the aforementioned approved public safety equipment, the body cams, the back of the house storage, et cetera. I'm very proud to support that effort. Secondly, I attended the Cobb Chamber of Commerce breakfast this morning, where the guest speaker was Supreme Court Chief Justice Harold Melton. Many of you know of his relationship to Cobb County over the years. He basically adopted Cobb when his family moved into the state. He went off to school, unfortunately, at Auburn, survived that, came back and got his law degree at the University of Georgia. But he returned as a young lawyer, starting his career by moving to Smyrna. And he lived here until his bride decided it's time to start a family, and they moved back into Fulton County. But he mentioned that with pride this morning at the Cobb Chamber of Commerce breakfast. I didn't want it to pass without acknowledging the Supreme Court Chief Justice, who was mentored by the previous Chief Justice, also from Cobb County. So we have a proud tradition. We also have another member of the Supreme Court. Keith is on there and is a Smyrna resident too. So the Smyrna Business Association meets at its luncheon this Thursday at the Community Center. You can go to smyrnabusiness.org to sign up for attending that if you'd like. We'd love to have you. And it is the holiday season. I'm involved with a statewide group called Team Georgia, and we're going to be involved with the Safe Holiday Launch Campaign. Be on the lookout for that. But I urge you to find a way to help encourage your neighbors not to drive while distracted or while intoxicated. It's very important that we have a safe highway so people can enjoy the family time together safely. And then finally, I want to acknowledge also the mayor's creation of the Education Awards. That's been one of the best things of a community outreach nature that the city has done, and I applaud the mayor for keeping that alive, fostering it, and personally being front and center every time we do that. The families, the teachers, the students, the volunteers, and all of the school system appreciates greatly the partnership that they know they have with the city of Smyrna. Thank you again.
Miss Tammy Sadler-Jones. Scott Cochran. Terry Graham. Is there an election?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. There is an election, and there's a runoff for Secretary of State's office, and also the Public Commissioner's office. So tomorrow is the day to vote, so please go out and vote. Thank you.
Ms. Tina, you got anything? Yes. Okay. We do not have a show cause hearing. Citizens input. We have two folks that signed up. Alec Backery, 3459 Shawnee Trail. Comments?
Whenever you go into a business venture, you always do a marketing analysis. The worst scenario that you'd like to see is that you break even. This was not done on the Reed House. The Reed House produced $70,726 for the year. That's 1.275 return on almost a $4 million investment of taxpayer money. Not acceptable. It was also booked 81 days. Basing it on a year, that's 22.22% usage on the property. The community center in Bronner weren't even 50% booked. This is unacceptable for the investment that the people have put into this. They made a movie on my former home, Manchester by the Sea. We had 3 presidents, Adams, Taft, and Coolidge, which the family still live there. That's historic. To keep seeing articles in the paper that it's called Historic Reed House, it is not, just because it's 100 years old. Very misleading to the people. Now at this stage, we'll never get our principal back at the rate that we've had for 18 for the Reed House. And speaking of a loss, since we've had the Hickory Lakes for a loss of millions, we've had losses of millions at the Smyrna Commons. And now the Reed House will have a loss, not having that return that we're not getting. And to me, 3 strikes in baseball, you're out. And I hope that the city council stays out of private enterprise for the next 11 months until the next election. And I'm very surprised that there hasn't been a group of taxpayers that have got together to file a lawsuit to get our money back. I just find it outrageous that we've had no say in any of these 3 dealings. And again, that is not open government. And I just want to mention, again, where the transparency in open government, it's not there with these 3 losses that we've had. Thank you.
Sharice Cook, 27, I guess it's 2798 Walker Court.
It is.
Neighborhood construction issue built.
I have some photos here that I've got 2 sets if you'd like to pass them around. There was a purchase. Okay. They purchased the property at 2804 Walker Court to build a 2-story home. We have a flood issue in the very back of the property running down Walker Court. When they did the zoning meeting, they were approved for permeable materials to make the driveway going back to the rear of the house. From what I can see yesterday, it's not permeable materials. It appears that it was either a concrete slab or they put in there crush and run, and with bricks just laid out on top of it. So right now we're going to have a lot of water running back there, and it's going to be flooding out Mr. Waddell's property, which is a 2812 Walker Court. Also, on the 2 photos that are the first photos that are on here, that is flooding that's going on in Mr. Waddell's property right now. The property at 2804 Walker, they were given a 1-foot variance to build the driveway, not to go on my side of the property, which is 2798 Walker Court. On my property, if you look at some of the other photos behind there, they've built a patio that is less than 1 foot from the fence, which is the property line. You know, this is great. They've got a patio there, but they've gone over, they've gone overboard with what they've built. And I called today and I talked to Joey in zoning, and I have not heard anything back. So I would like council and the mayor to look into this to find out why the builder is doing everything against what he was approved for as zoning here in the city. We also have a ordinance about taking trees out. I have 2 trees that line the driveway of my property, and the landscapers, 2804, continue to try to take my trees out. They have been chopping away at the roots on that property. There's been a lot of comments from people that have visited the property about taking the trees out, whereas we have informed them that they're my trees, not theirs. So I would just like mayor to, and the council to get involved in this because, you know, when we moved here, this is what we wanted. We wanted the trees, and we don't want people coming in and taking over.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Don't leave. That was the last person to sign up for citizens' input. Unless there's no other business to be brought before this body. It's a great night that started with the education awards. And again, I want to thank our employees and for what they do for our city every day. Without any further ado, I declare this meeting adjourned at 7:53.